Yeah, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say, and my devices want to act up, but I ain't gonna let that stop me. Yo, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, September 9th, and boy, has today been eventful. I must say, a lot of things dropped today. Tons of things dropped today. And I'm gonna give you my opinion. Um, so the first thing that dropped today was Canon, the Canon C50. But everything is overshadowed by Apple. Today is officially Apple Day. Anytime it's September and Apple is dropping their new phone, it doesn't matter what is coming out at the same time, Apple is going to trump that. So we should just start with Apple, and we're going to get to the Canon C50 because I got some things to talk about when it comes to the C50. FX3 people ain't gonna be too happy. I want all the problems today. But today we're gonna go to the iPhone. Right now we're gonna go to the iPhone. So today was Apple Day, and boy, some. Let me just get to it. Let me switch this real quick. Let me go over to this. Kaboom. And as you see right here, Apple. So Apple dropped a bunch of things. Now, they dropped things like the AirPods Pro, version 2. I don't care about that. They dropped the new Apple Watch. It's a thinner watch. And they also dropped the Apple Watch Ultra. I don't really care about those too much, minor adjustments. But what everyone is talking about is the phones. Now they dropped 3 phones. First phone being the iPhone 17, and the other phone being the iPhone 17 Pro and the Pro Max. But the new phone is the iPhone Air. I don't know what Apple's obsession is of about things being extra skinny. They want to make things slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. By the time the iPhone 20 comes out, it's just going to be glass, a thin sheet of glass. I don't know their obsession. I wouldn't mind a thicker phone with a bigger battery life, but you know, Apple gotta make things slim. So if we go over here to the iPhone and let's see some features. All right, as you see, so the iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Air, iPhone 17 Pro. So the iPhone 17 is just iPhone 17. What chip does it have? Does it have the same chip? I mean, they put this center display inside of the iPhone now. So this is a feature that was in the iPad and it was in the Mac as well. So now they put it in iPhone. So the cool thing about this is, you know how a lot of the times, well, definitely me, when people send me videos using their phone and I need to put it up on like a 16:9 aspect ratio, they have to rotate it to landscape. With this new feature right now, you can just keep it right here, and if it senses new people, it will zoom out by itself and it will turn landscape by itself, which is pretty cool. So the selfies are about to be pretty nice. I wonder if center stage is also for the back cameras, because I was trying to watch the keynote today, but I was distracted. So it's a cool feature. They all have a 48 megapixel rear camera, an evolution in revolution, blah, blah, blah. So 2x optical zoom. I have to get it in my hand to test it out because you can put 100 megapixels in there and it might be marginal to the previous generation, but I have to get it in my hand to test it versus the iPhone 16. And they're doing a whole lot of AI stuff, you know, cleanup and etc. You know, the same things that Google was doing. Now Apple is, you know, jumping on board. It's coming out with the new macOS 26, which is more transparent and see-through. I'm not really a fan of it, but I can't knock it until I try it. So I'll see what that looks like. So that's the iPhone 17. So we want to get to the iPhone Air right here. So this thing, look at this. Look at how thin this thing is. The only thing I'm concerned about is, are we going to have another era of Bendgate? So when the iPhone 6 came out, which I think is probably Apple's best-selling phone, iPhone 6, it was really thin, but it was very weak and it bent in people's pockets and etc. So if people had like really skinny jeans and they put the phone in there and they sat down, there was a high probability that that phone would bend. So hopefully this isn't like a two-peat or even a three-peat of the iPhone 6. They're saying that it's extra strong and etc. I mean, that's the same thing they said about the iPhone 6. It's strong, but then you had Bendgate. What's killing me is that the iPhone Air has the same processor as the iPhone Pro, iPhone 17 Pro and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now the thing that I don't understand is that with the iPhone 17 Pro, they built a whole new cooling mechanism because they said that that chip is really powerful and it gets hot. So they had to build a new cooling mechanism, like a thermo, almost like water cooling, but not really. The heat dissipates in the aluminum. So I'm wondering if the phone, for those people who rock the phone without a case, if it's gonna get like really hot, and when you hold it, it's gonna burn you. I don't know. But I think they taught about that. So how is this thin phone going to like? How is it going to survive with the same chip? And I guess they thought about that as well. But I'm not too like optimistic about this phone. Yes, it's cool. Yes, it's thin. Yes, it's shiny. But I'm looking at throttling issues. I'm thinking about bending issues. I'm thinking about if it drops, will it like be shattered and destroyed? There's a lot of things going through my mind with this phone. And plus, I don't want a phone too light in my hand because I'm more prone to drop something that isn't like really weighty. So it does look cool though. I ain't gonna hold you. It does look cool. So it has the 18 megapixel center stage front camera, 48 megapixel fusion main camera at the back. So it only has one camera. 4K 60, Dolby Vision, four lenses in your pocket, marketing. And it has the same center stage thing, the same thing as well. All iPhones have it. So that's cool. They need to do this. They need to do this for the back cameras as well. I'm gonna test it because I'm gonna get the iPhone 17 Pro, not the Pro Max, the iPhone 17 Pro. And I want to see for myself if this center stage thing is for the back camera, because that's going to be great. People don't have to constantly rotate their camera all the time. You can just keep it like this and then it'll automatically rotate to landscape, which is dope. All right. You know, Apple, when it comes to like pictures and etc., they have the best pictures. They have the best colors and etc. It just looks great. They are beasts when it comes to advertising. So they have two other chips. Not only the A19 Pro, but they have the N1 chip and the C1X chip. And all of this is in this thin phone. It's all in this thin phone. So the A19 is the chip and the C1X is the modem, hyperspeed, efficient, and etc. So it's supposed to use less energy when it doesn't need to crank up all those cores and be maxed out of the processing when it comes to like gaming and etc. So it's supposed to last a long time, much longer than the previous phones. So if I go down here and I click something like the iPhone 15 Pro, see it's up to 30% faster than the GPU, 4 hours more when it comes to video playback, and up to 20 times faster when it comes to CPU. So it's interesting that they didn't put the iPhone 16 here. They just put from the iPhone 13 all the way to the 15 Pro, because people would want to know what's the difference between the 16 and the new phone. But for some reason, they left out the 16 Pro and the Pro Max. Interesting. So I wonder what's the percentage, how fast it is versus the 16 and 16 Pro. So yeah, this is iOS 26. Again, I'm not too much of a fan of this. I don't like the look of it. It's too glassy, too transparent. But again, you can change the color of it. So I have to test it. All right. So if you go to the main event, which is the iPhone 17 Pro, they have this new orange color, which me personally, I don't like. I usually get the latest or the newest color. But this year I'm not getting that. It's too bright. I don't like it. But that's just me. That's just me personally. The blue is tough. Yeah, the blue is tough. I like the blue. So as you see, they have this water cool, vapor cool for lightning fast. Like if you go back to it real quick, vapor cool for lightning fast performance, breakthrough battery life. The iPhone Air has the same chip, the same exact chip. So is it gonna throttle? There has to be a reason why the Pro has two more lenses. It has this new cooling mechanism, and it's supposed to perform better than the Air, even though it has the same chip. So I'm thinking that the Air has to be throttled somehow, some way, somehow. It has to be throttled. So it has like 8x zoom. That's more than likely optical zoom. I mean, it's still clean, but you know, Apple is going to get the best image to put on their website. You know, they're not really going to get a real world image to put on their website, because that at 8x zoom looks amazing. All other times I zoomed in on the iPhone to the maximum, it looked terrible. It looked fuzzy, it's jittery, but for some reason, this 8x zoom on this new camera looks amazing. So new center stage, same thing. I just hope it's for the back. And iOS 26, you know, Apple Intelligence. The cool thing that they were showing off with the iPod is, well, the AirPods, not the iPod. Oof. With the AirPods is that when you have it connected to the phone and you're going to like a different country, when the person is speaking in their native tongue or their native language, the Apple Intelligence is able to translate it through the AirPods, and it can speak in your native tongue, which is cool. I think probably Google was doing that for a while. Probably I wouldn't put it past Google, but it's new to me and it's pretty cool. And I was like, how are they going to like translate it back to the person that's speaking in their own language? So they thought about that as well, and they would type or say something to the phone, and then it would translate, and they will show the person the phone so they can read their native tongue. So it's marketing. So I guess like if the other person has the new AirPods and you have the AirPods Pros as well, and you guys are speaking, I guess they'll translate their native tongue, translate the language to their native tongue, and you just have a conversation and have AI translating for you and etc. You know. But I'd like to test that in theory. I want to know what's the delay, how long does it take for the translation to happen, and I want to see how accurate it is as well, because Google is a beast when it comes to translation and etc. Google is like almost undefeated. So yeah, so this is the new chassis. That's how it looks. I mean, it looks cool. I hate this camera thing. This brick right here, I don't like that. I don't like that. You might as well put more cameras in there because you got more space. This is what it is. All right, so you have the colors. Got that burnt orange. Excuse me. You got the blue, and you got the silver. I wonder why they didn't go with any type of black this year, but the blue is tough. The blue is tough. All right, so aluminum body, optimized for performance and battery. Aluminum alloy is remarkably light and has exceptional thermal conductivity. Interesting. It's not titanium, because titanium is light. Titanium is very light, and it's more durable. So is this the unibody just for the interior, or is it for the exterior? Because you can't be going from titanium last year to aluminum for the pros and try to charge more money, you are bugging. Okay, there's a ceramic shield. iPhone 17 Pro making it 4 times more resistant to cracks. New ceramic shield 2 on the front has 3 times better scratch resistance. Hold on. Is this phone aluminum for real? Camera control. There's no way. There's no way. It's aluminum now. I spend the same amount of money for aluminum? Hold on. Hold on. So what is the 16? Let's do 16. Super skinny, blah, blah, blah. I need to go to that same stuff where it has a breakdown in the how it's made and etc. Are you for real? All right, design. Let's go over here to design. Striking it doesn't say. It doesn't say. It does not say. iPhone design. Titanium frame. So they put the titanium in the iPhone Air and they made the Pro from aluminum? Oh no, Apple. Apple is taxing. Oh no. Like this we already knew. We already knew what type of company Apple is. They cheapen out. They make a very small adjustment or upgrade and say it's a new phone, but this is crazy. All the other years the Pros had the best construction and etc. But this year, for some reason, they made this thin, light phone out of titanium, but they made the Pro out of aluminum. Oh, they tripping. They tripping. Well, now you know. Now you know. Let's see what the sales are like this year. All right, so you have 3 cameras. You got the 48 megapixel Fusion, 28 over 40 millimeter focal length, f 1.78 aperture, 2.44 quad pixel nanometers. All this is cool. All this is fine, but still got to remember, it's a small, tiny lens or a tiny sensor. It'll never equate to something like even a Canon, or even the Sony ZVE 10. The Sony ZVE 10 will be better than the iPhone because it has a bigger sensor. It'll let in more light and you can have interchangeable lenses. So don't want too much from this. Yes, it's an upgrade from last year, but just know it's still a phone. 48 megapixel Fusion wide camera, 13 millimeter focal, blah blah blah. I'm never really too impressed with the cameras. It's still going to be they're still going to do a lot of processing when it to the image through AI to make it look extra sharp or remove some of the noise and etc. So a lot of it is still going to depend on algorithm and AI. So center stage, yep. And more Pro, and it would need an agent. All right, so it has ProRes RAW, which is cool. iPhone 17 is the first smartphone to support this industry-leading Apple-developed video codec Pro workflow. Supports for a wide gamma. Yeah, ProRes RAW is good. This is new. Genlock and timecode support. This is very new. Allows super precise video synchronization, which is useful for content creators and Hollywood productions alike. Supported via the new Blackmagic Camera Pro dock. So it will be, you will require another accessory in order to use Genlock and timecode, which is okay. I don't know if I would use timecode and Genlock on an iPhone. I don't know. But yeah, I got my guy Kevin, my man
Yeah.
Kevin. Yes, sir. Hold on, let me add you real quick. All right, cool. All right. So you can see what I can see, right?
Definitely.
All right, cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. You are good.
Great.
All
Yeah.
right. Hello, Tom. Hello, Tom. Hello, 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 hello. How you doing? We are just chatting over here about the iPhone, and there's stay tuned. We got more stuff to chat about because today was a very eventful day. Very eventful day.
Can
Um,
can you still hear me?
yeah, yeah, loud and clear.
All right, great. Mm. I'm just letting you know I was getting like a little echo. Wait, let's see. Okay, it's gone. It's gone.
Okay, it's gone.
Perfect.
Okay, good, good,
Yeah.
good. All right. So yeah, man. This new iPhone has Genlock and timecode. I don't know what sense that makes because you need another um, piece in order to connect it. But
Okay.
I guess it's cool.
Hmm. All right. So I might need a little bit more. I have to be honest. I haven't really had like a enough time to really see what this new phone is about and what it offers. But judging from what you just said there, like I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to do a lot. I mean, it's good that it has like ProRes RAW,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. You can do a lot of things. But to tell you the truth, now the previous iPhone, like which is from this year, the iPhone 16, it has ProRes Log, and to be honest, I haven't really used it.
Mm.
That's the honest truth. I haven't really used it because when you say iPhone, you're thinking about getting a quick turnaround, a very quick
Right.
turnaround. So in order for me to shoot it in log and then have to color grade it and then do all that other stuff in order to put it on Instagram, I'm like, do I want to do that extra step? I don't know.
You know what? Here's my thing on that. If I'm gonna be using you know what? Then again, let me do it. If I'm gonna be using a phone, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be doing too much to get a good image out of it. And that's just me, Other people might disagree, and you know what? That's okay. But if I'm using a phone, I want to just export it and use it. I'm
Correct.
not trying to export it and do too much with it because at the end of the day, like I don't want to do that. I just want to export it and use it.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, it's cool that they have it, but I'm like, how many people are actually going to use it?
Listen, there are some people look, I've met some folks that's bent on um not s- I've met people who believe in the iPhone and believe in phones, period, to get stuff done, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see them using this to prove a point that it can be done.
I mean,
So there are people out there I believe that would use it and would do it. They would probably have for the time could have about 4 or 5 iPhones, right? Just to say, hey man, yeah, I didn't have to, blah 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 blah, and I could see them doing that. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, yeah, but I mean, what Apple is trying to do is trying to say that this can be used in like Hollywood and etc. I mean, well, Netflix and whatnot. I mean, because Hollywood is, Hollywood isn't really hitting like that anymore. But I would say, dude, if you're gonna get an iPhone, you're gonna have to overly compensate in other areas like lighting and etc. So you're still gonna have to spend a good amount of money in order to get that image good. Because at the end of the day, it's a phone and the sensor is small, so you're gonna have to
right.
do a lot to get that image looking like an Area Alexa, which it won't, or it won't even look like a Sony ZVE 10
Hmm.
with good lighting. So I'm like, okay,
Well, some people might totally disagree with what you just said there, and once again, that's just the ones that want to believe that it can be done.
yeah,
And especially when you look at all the stuff that Apple puts out to the media, and they say the next thing they tell you is shot by an iPhone,
yeah,
and you
that,
look at that and you're like, wow, this thing looks amazing, man. Yo, the iPhone did that, right?
yeah,
But they won't tell you the story behind and the things that they used to get the iPhone to do that. Just that. It's not always just the iPhone.
correct.
I
Um,
remember one time you showed me something where they used like very, very expensive lights.
Airy sky panels, yeah,
Yeah. But that wasn't mentioned. It was just done on an iPhone, right?
correct. Just remember, everyone, Apple is really good at marketing. Very good at marketing. It's a multi-trillion dollar company, and they're gonna get you to buy this phone one way or another. And just remember, it's a phone. The primary use of it is to make calls. So think of it as like a computer. So a computer has a graphics card, a computer has a CPU. A computer does many things well, but it doesn't do one thing exceptionally well. Know what I'm saying? So it's like a Swiss Army knife, but it's not like uh, a master at one thing. So
Absolutely.
just remember that. Like if you buy a cinema camera, it's going to be really good at taking video because that's what it's made for. Don't go
What is
and get
that?
a cinema camera and try to get amazing audio like how you would get from a Mix-3 3. It's not going to happen because it's made to do a video. An iPhone is made to do multiple things. So just keep that in the back of your mind.
I agree.
So yeah.
Well said. I couldn't have said it any better.
Yes, sir. So what's going on with my browser? All right. So yeah, so before you came, so the Apple cheapened out. So the new iPhone 17, is made out of aluminum, not titanium. The previous years it was titanium, and that new thin iPhone Air is made out of titanium. So,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have this cooling mechanism that they put in the Pros, but the Air has the same chip. So I'm thinking that they're going to throttle the Air somehow so they can push more sales for the 17 Pro because the Pro is supposed to do everything the best. So if you have this thin Air with the same chip that's doing things just as well as the Pro and is cheaper, why would you go for the Pro? So they have to have something up their sleeve.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, come on. It's Apple we talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
What did you expect, honestly? To not have some kind of scheme to get you just buy the next product? Come on, man.
Yeah.
I, I,
So yes,
You think that you played yourself. Like Apple is always after the next product, and they might just sell you that next product as the last product. I'm sorry. Did I just say that out loud?
yeah, that's true.
But that's just the reality of it, man. But guess what? Some people just don't mind buying the same thing over again.
They don't.
Um,
They
yeah,
don't.
and it could just be for one thing like a color change, or and there's some people who also, just like having the newest and the best. So
Yeah, yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you, do what you gotta do, man.
I mean, I'm gonna get it. I mean, because
I know you're gonna get it,
yeah. I mean,
and
with
I
my
know why.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
with my plan, I basically get the phone for free. So why not?
Why not?
Why
Why
not?
not? Exactly.
So the iPhone 17 Pro, this says that it will give you up to like 39 hours of video playback. That's a lot. That's a huge battery, which is good. And the iPhone Air will give you 27 hours of playback. So, I mean, it's a big battery jump. So
Mhm.
as well with Apple, I wonder if this is with only the Max instead of the iPhone Pro.
When is this phone set to come out?
Next week, next Friday. Pre-orders is this Friday.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And I thought they would have jacked up the price, but the price is the same price. It's the iPhone 17 Pro starts at $1099, but that's because they give you the 256 gigabyte as base. So there's no more 128 for the iPhone Pros,
I, I mean, till this day, Apple has not done what I would like for them to do.
which is what?
I might be asking for too much, but I want them to put a projector in the back of the phone.
Well, yeah, you're asking for too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on. That's if I could get that, I'm buying the next phone. I'm buying the next iPhone.
Yeah. That's gonna be like two.
I It's just too many times I don't like small screens. So um it would be great for me to project my phone on a wall and watch a video. Like I'd be sold on that. Easy.
It's gonna be like
Easy.
$3,000, $2,500, something like that.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Listen, like I said, it's just what I would like. And if it has it, and you know me, if I like something and it has it, I'll buy it.
All right. You got a customer, Apple. Get to it. All right.
I've been saying this. I've been saying it.
All right. So let me see real quick. Let me go to the next topic. The next topic. There's another camera that dropped today.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know what this gonna be, but there was a red camera that dropped today.
A red. Oh wow.
A red.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not in the loop with. I'm sorry with cameras. I've been missing out, man. But it's never too late to get back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So there's a.
It's never.
Let me pull it up on my screen. Yes. So there is a red V Raptor.
Oh, it's a V Raptor.
Yeah, it's a V Raptor. It's a V Raptor XV, I think, or EX. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, $15,000.
15,000.
15,000. 15,000. And it comes with look at the specs. The specs are pretty good. All right, so let's do the RF mount because I have a lot of RF lenses. And if you look at the specs of that, so it comes with a full Vista Vision sensor. So it's not full frame, it's bigger than full frame. It comes with the full red code RAW, but it only does 8K up to 60 frames per second. The one that I have, it does 8K up to 120 frames per second. But to tell you the truth, I never use it. I never use 120. It just destroys your card. It uses a lot of data. But this is good. 8K at 60 frames per second. You can go down to 6K and it'll do 80. And if you want to do 4K, that's when you get your 120 frames per second. And if you do 2K, you get 240 frames per second. So it also does dual. So it does Red Code RAW and ProRes, which is good. The Blackmagic only does B RAW. Only does B RAW.
What? I know it's the VRAP. What does it cost? Like $2,500?
Yeah. So the V-Raptor X now, it costs like around 30 grand. Let me see, V-Raptor X.
So is that one kind of like
Yeah, 30 grand.
you know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah. It
Is it somewhat like an affordable V Raptor? Is that what it is, or is it just I have to ask.
yes, because it cuts the price in half. Because the V-Raptor X is 30 grand and this one is 15 grand. So the only things you don't get that the V-Raptor has, you get the same Vista Vision, which is big. That is massive. The only things you don't get is 8K, 120 frames per second. You don't get these other frame rates because it does 7K, 140, and etc. And you don't get the highlight retention. And I think it's one other thing that it has. But that's mostly for like green screen and etc. But everything else it comes with.
So it's like a budgeted V Raptor.
Yeah. But I must say that just leaving out the highlight retention, highlight recovery, and 8K, 120 frames per second, I mean, I don't think all of these features are worth another 15,000. I don't think so. So just cutting it in half and you still get 8K with a VistaVision sensor for $15,000, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. Because all you gotta really do is buy the adapter, which is this one right here. The V-Raptor, it's not this one. It's the one with the ND filters, the internal ND filters, which is I think 3,500. And dude, you have a V-Raptor with built-in NDs with a PL mount.
That's what it sounds like.
So, like I said, if they came out with this, or if they came out with the previous one, the new one, I wouldn't have bought the regular V-Raptor. I would have
you'd have gotten this one right here,
the $15,000 one. I would have got this.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is competitive. This is really competitive, especially with all the things.
And it's new.
And it's new, yeah.
So there must be some kind of, I guess, new technology involved. I mean, I don't know.
And it's $10,000 cheaper than the Burano.
What?
The Burano is 25K. This is $10,000 cheaper than the Burano. This is crazy. I mean, the Burano comes with other things. Like you get the XOCN LT, the small, the lower compressed version, but it's still raw. You get autofocus with the Burano as well. Yes, the Burano suffers from like crazy IR pollution, but just get a good IR ND and you'll be good. But 10,000 cheaper is crazy.
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. So, dude. So that's the other thing that came with that's the other thing that dropped today, the Burano. It's I don't know what it's gonna do for the value of the current V Raptors on the market. since this one dropped. I don't know what Red does. Red has a bad habit of destroying its value of the older cameras. So funny thing, I called Red today and I asked them if they do trade-ins towards new cameras. They were like, "Yeah, yes sir, we do. I'm like, all right, cool.
I want to know what they offered you. I can't wait to hear it.
So so I asked them like, so that new V Raptor that you got that came out that's like 15,000. He was like, yeah. I would like to do a trade-in to get that camera. And he was like, okay, cool. What camera do you have? So I told him the regular V Raptor, the V Raptor rolling shutter version. He was like, yeah, sir, sorry, we don't do tradings like that. So he was like, why don't you just spend like 12,500 to upgrade it to the X version and you would get way more features. So I'm like, because they already know if I trade that camera in, I would have more than enough money to buy this and something else.
Okay.
So they want you to spend a little bit of money. Yeah. So that's the Red. Okay. So
John, give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. Cool. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the V Raptor. Let me go real quick to myself. Boom. So it's cool, but yeah, Red does a lot of damage to its own products. And the crazy thing is, look at this. Now this is a combo. You get the PL mount with the built-in variable ND. You get the monitor and you get the Red side kick or side handle. So here's the thing. The monitor alone is like 2,700. This PL with variable ND is like 3,500. So you're over the 5,000 already, the extra 5,000. And this side handle, is an extra $500. So buying this, if you're in the market for like a Red camera, this is a much better deal if you buy this, because you spend an extra $5,000 and you get all three of these things. The monitor and the built-in ND with the PL mount is enough to spend the 5,000. But a lot of people aren't on the market for that. All right, so it's time. It's time for the hot topic. The other thing that dropped today that everyone is talking about.
Right on time for the hot topic.
Came just in time for the hot topic.
There you go.
The other thing that dropped today that everyone is talking about is the Canon C50.
Oh, I heard about it.
Yes, the Canon C50, the competitor to the FX3. So this thing is pretty stacked. I ain't gonna lie to you. So if we go to the specs, the lens is RF. It's a full frame, which you expect because the FX is a full frame. And I'm glad that you're here because you are a very proud FX3 owner. Very proud. All right. Can the FX3 take pictures?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because this is a hybrid camera as well. It can do pictures and it can do video. So it has 34 megapixels, 7K.
Why?
It does dual base ISO, so 800 as well as 64,000.
Okay.
Which is decent, not bad, you know. It has native ISO is 400 to 3000, 3200 and 160 to 1250. I don't know. It has 12-bit RAW, which is okay. I know
Mm-hmm.
Canon for a long time had an issue with destroying people's computers because it was just very difficult to work on the RAW of the Canon. So hopefully it got a bit better. So it can do 7K up to 30 frames per second. And if you bump down a little bit more, it does 60 frames per second. Um, 60 frames, 60 frames. I think you would have to go all the way down to something like 4K to get 120 frames per second. But 12-bit RAW, 12-bit RAW. I know the Sony doesn't do RAW. Which, bro, if the FX3 and the FX6 did XOCN LT, boy, that would have put it in a whole different league. Whole different league. But, Sony is kind of like Apple. They got to squeeze every drop out of its buyers. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? It's called marketing. Okay,
Hmm.
that's what it's called. And they do it very well.
They do it well.
Obviously, they took a page out of Apple's book, and hey, can't knock them for it.
Yeah. All right. So they got memory card slots. Okay. So they do XD, SD, XC, regular SD card slot. And the second slot is a CF Express Type B, which is good. Because if you're like recording RAW and etc., you need a faster storage in order to record that. What sucks is they do HDMI output instead of SDI. Like, come on. Right.
You know,
Get it
man.
together.
Yes. It's always something, man. I don't get it. It's just always. There's never the perfect camera. Never. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, is the is the Arri Alexa the perfect camera?
And it's perfect for some certain situations, but not all of them
Right.
at all.
It's not correct. So that's why I guess I'm just on bent on the fact that if it's working, like you said, and it's working in the situation you want to use it in, then it's the perfect camera for that situation. But it will never be the perfect camera.
Yeah. It has lens communication, Cook Eye, which is good. So you can use you can use certain cinema lenses on there and to get the information, like the T stops and etc. So that's good for like editing. Full frame, blah blah blah. It shoots stills and video. So this is really replacing the R5C. That's what it really
Okay.
does. So dual base, ISO, 15 stops, 16 stops of dynamic range. It's probably more like 12, 13. And yeah, slow motion, C-Log 2, C-Log 3, and Hyper Gamma, which is good. So they have a whole lot of codecs. And the big thing was the price, $3,900. $3,900. The FX3 is really expensive.
How much is it?
I think it's still like almost $4,000.
Yeah, it's the same price as this one, basically
Yeah.
4,000.
So 4,000 for a 4-year-old camera.
There's a reason why.
Why is that?
It just does what it does really well.
Well,
And hold on, and there's another camera right now in its category that does just that.
I think the C50 is gonna beat this. When it comes to raw specs, the C50 beats it. When it comes to low
See,
light,
mhm.
this beats it. FX3 beats it, of course.
Okay, right. So once again, this is what this camera was made for. It was made for low light use one, because remember, Sony, you see, people don't understand the history of this camera, and that's the problem. I don't think this camera was ever really meant to be the starter cinema camera, but it happened like that.
Hmm.
um they made it as a replacement to the Sony A7S III, which is discontinued.
Yeah, because that was a beast of a camera.
Absolutely. Um, and which is where this came in. And I feel like Sony felt like they did too much in this camera because they literally took the FX6 and threw it in a little body, minus the VND and one or two little tweaks. All right. Um, However, this camera is very capable, build quality, everything about it. You can't knock it. The body on this camera is, I don't know what material is that, but it could take a fall. I ain't telling you drop your camera, but
Yeah.
it could take a fall. Um, think, man, listen, think about putting a camera that size and getting gimbal shots on it that, as a beginner, what you can do with that camera. You could, it just opens up so many doors, and you could build it up and bring it back down to this little device. And when it just came out too, the FX3 got a lot of respect in the cinema world. A lot of people spoke on it. A lot of it was used for an action film, um, and they showed the footage. Guaranteed, it's more than just the camera, but it was able to be used. Um, and that's what I mean by what it does. It does very well. I cannot knock the FX3, and compare it to cameras that are coming out now, because, like you said, it's been around for 4 years and is still holding its weight in its class.
Hmm. I mean,
After,
it's the only camera in this class actually. Like it created this class. Right. So with Canon now coming out with the C50, is jumping in this class.
yeah,
Small, light, and it holds up with the bigger brothers. The bigger brother to the FX3 would be the FX6, and the bigger brother to the C50 would be like the C80, and then bigger than that would be the C400.
yeah, and the thing that most people would speak on once you purchase an FX3. If you're gonna purchase an FX3 and then you're gonna not use the autofocusing system, you, don't buy one. Just don't buy one. Don't buy one. Just buy another camera.
Yeah.
Um, buy another brand, or buy a red. Because if you're gonna go on autofocus, you're gonna get, especially, how much is the Komodo now? 3,000.
$3,000. Yep.
I would go with a Komodo if you want to do manual focus instead of the FX3, and um, get better image quality. And yeah, I said it. You could get better image quality out of a raw footage, and, well, not better. Let me not say better. Let me choose my words wisely. More flexibility with your image,
Hmm.
more pushing and pulling, which could result to a better image. But no, at the end of the day, it really depends on who's doing it,
Yeah.
because not everybody will be able to handle it, or, it's like, and get that good image out of it versus, somebody who would know what they do in both situations, in both situations.
You might cut out soon, so I'll just send you a different link because
Uh,
yeah. So if you cut out,
good.
I'll just resend you a link. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, you're right about that. Like one of the main reasons to buy like a FX3 is because of that autofocus. There is no other camera on the market that is beating Sony's autofocus. I don't own a Sony camera at all. I own Canon and Reds. And if you were to say that any other camera is better than Sony's autofocus, you are just a hater. Like you're not honest whatsoever. There's nothing beating that autofocus.
That's why I just admitted to Red's image quality, and if I could sit down there and say, yeah, Raw is not a better image to start with than S-Log, then I would just be a hater. you know,
Yeah.
um, do I know how and do I like managing raw files? Uh, yes. Do I like doing it? No. Do I like S-log conversion? Yes. Do I like being able to just make a few tweaks? Yes. Um, that is what you know. That's what I know. And I guess for the person who listen, man, just yeah. It's just one of those things that um I just feel like it's just whatever you're comfortable with,
Yeah. And especially if you were already invested in Sony Glass, don't try to switch over now because you're going to spend so much money on like RF glass. So it just really depends. And plus, the thing I like about Sony, um, all of their glass can go on everything all the way up to the Venice. So if you're already invested in E mount, then just stick with it.
man. Get it? I say that.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
But yeah, there's some videos with the footage here, of the C50. Like CVP had a pretty good breakdown of this camera. Peter McKinnon did one, but it was a whole lot of vlogging and etc. And a lot of giving his take about the camera rather than anything too technical. If you want the technical breakdown, you have to go to CVP to get the technicalities of this camera. It's a beast of a camera. Oh, it also does open gate.
Hmm. Speak on open gate a little bit. Speak on that for me, please.
Okay, so open gate, it does like a 3:2 aspect ratio. So open
Mm.
gate is really cool because you can shoot one way and crop it for a 16:9 and 9:16. So
Mm.
it's really good. It's really good. That's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, the other cameras that do the open gate, it's also like the Blackmagic. Blackmagic also does open gate. But here's the thing about Blackmagic.
Mm-hmm.
Blackmagic can tend to be like a trendy camera. And when that trend runs out, you don't hear too much about it, which is sad. Um, a lot of people buy into Blackmagic and then they end up moving on to something else. So
Hmm.
I don't really put all of my eggs in one basket when it comes to Blackmagic. Yes, they have that new camera because a friend of mine he purchased a 12K and he was thinking that it's going to get rented out a lot, but no one is asking for it. People are still going for like the Reds and the Sony Venices and the Area Alexas. They're still going with those things that they are accustomed going with. So I don't know what it is with Blackmagic. I guess it's not as popular in
Oh,
the cinema world. So
I guess. I guess.
but yeah. So
But you know what it is too. A lot of people also, and you did a video on that, which was great. Don't understand that when you buy a red camera, you just you just start buying,
yeah, yeah,
and you know what I mean, right?
yeah.
And I'll just repeat it quickly for the benefit of those you don't never saw the video or don't understand what I'm saying. When you purchase a red camera, you also need to get a battery.
Hmm. Batteries.
You also need to get well, you don't need a cage, but a cage would be recommended,
Mm-hmm.
right? You should get a cage. Then you should get a monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Then you should purchase your first lens. Now, you should not buy a cinema camera if you're not going to put a cinema lens on it.
Yeah.
All right. Then you need to purchase. They use SD cards or they use.
No,
What
sir.
they use?
CF Express is either Type B, Type C. It depends. No cinema camera uses SD card because they're too slow.
Right. So now your budget then went up to like.
Oh, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be back to finish his thoughts. Uh, let me switch back to me. And let me make sure I send him another link. Hold on, hold on. Boom. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Make sure I send that off to him real quick. Yeah, but like he was saying, when you buy a cinema camera, this isn't only Reds. This is for even Blackmagic. The Blackmagic Pixis, the Reds, Sony Burano, Sony Venice, Sony. If you're in the price range of getting a Sony Venice as well as an Area Alexa, you already know this. Like, you probably wouldn't even be on this video. So this thing is just a given. But for those who are transitioning from like mirrorless cameras into cinema world. Oh, he's back. So let me get him up here so he can finish his point. To screen. Boom. Yeah, like I was saying, like if you already have like a Sony Venice and an Area Alexa, you already know this. You already know this is what comes with the turf. But this is mostly for those who are transitioning from the mirrorless world into buying cinema cameras. It can get really expensive. Oh, that's my whole email. Yeah, it can get really expensive. So like you were saying, the stuff you got to buy.
Yeah, so just to say it quickly, and that was just to add to the point that you were making that sometimes people tend to like buy it and run away from the system. Is because when they realize how much they have to invest,
Mm-hmm.
and when they also realize how difficult it is to work on your own with this camera,
Mm-hmm.
you need a team. You would end up needing a team, and to be honest, most people don't have a team.
Correct. So that's the other thing. Yep. Because the crowd that is mostly like the FX3 and etc. They're accustomed being a one-man band because they come from the world of doing weddings and etc. You don't need much. That's why when they recommend getting a mic, they usually attach the mic to the camera, which is a pet peeve of mine. But we're not gonna get into that.
You got it.
I
think that's exactly what it is.
But when you get into the world of cinema, you will understand that working with a team is 10 times or even greater than working with yourself.
Okay.
Because if you think you're going to do a budget that's like 20,000 and just do everything by yourself, a gaffer, sound, and be a DP, you have another thing coming. That client would not call you again. So you have to get a team that specializes in each things so it can make your work life go smoother. That's why these type of cameras are pieces to a puzzle. That's why you can rig them out to something big and rig them out to something small, because it's just problem solving. Because when you get to that world of cinematography and even at high level corporate videos and documentaries and etc., you have to solve a lot of problems, because some of the spaces that you are in, one camera doesn't fit. You need to add lighting, or it might be too small for lighting, so you might have to do some sort of contraption. You might have to rig out the camera to fit in a tight space, and except there's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to do. So that's why usually cinema cameras are like a box, and then you can build it out to whatever you want.
Yeah, and I feel like that's fun. Like I like doing it. I like building out my camera. Like I don't know. I enjoy doing it, and I don't know why people run away from it. I take pride in it, and then you know what I take more pride in when someone says, "Hey, this is a really cool looking camera." I'm like, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I made that. Yeah, yeah, I created that. So it all depends on what you take pride in, and how you see yourself in what you do.
Yeah,
That's how I look at it. Yeah.
yeah,
Because for me, it's more than just you know, I take pride. I take pride in it. So I would, because I built my FX3 rig piece by piece, and would I do it all over again? Sure. Yeah. Not with my money though. I done invested enough in this already.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it's never over. Like, gosh, it's never over. I mean, you come to a point that everything is good enough, but
You know what? Let me show you something. Hold on one second.
yeah, yeah. It's like never enough, dude. Like a new lens is gonna come out, or you're gonna rent a lens for a certain project that has a certain look that's trying to portray the certain emotion that you're trying to send across. Yeah. All right, you're on full screen.
So currently, oh no, where did you go?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here.
Oh, I've seen myself twice. That's what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just put you on full screen.
All right. Oh, cool. My bad.
Yeah.
So currently, this is what I use. This is as simple as I keep it, and I've walked out with this. Oh, let me get it focused so you guys can see. You see?
Yep.
And I came up with this little idea for myself because I always felt like, I didn't like having to always build up my camera all the time, heavily, heavily. So I just put this little handle on right here, and I put this little strap here for myself so that I know even if my hand let go, it won't fall. And I got this thing, I think Small Rig made this under here, and it holds this battery into place for me. So I get like, this thing gives me just about maybe 50, no more than that. Yeah, I think this gives me probably about 15 hours of battery. Yeah, with just the camera alone.
That's
And
great.
yeah, and I also learned to use this screen right here. So I don't even necessarily need like a monitor. See the screen right here? I don't even need a monitor. So I hold it like this and I look right here. And this is steady enough to me. You know? And that's what, and sometimes sometimes I have a handle also I put right here, but I don't have it on here today. But that's just my basic rig. Now, if I really want to take this apart and just get the body of the camera again, all I have to do is loosen this right. Which one is it? Yeah, it's this one. Loosen this right here and slide it off, and the camera comes off. And now I just have my camera again. So if I want to push it on the gimbal, so this for me right now, works. Yeah, and that's it.
That's what matters. That's 100% what matters. Oh, that's the wrong one. Side by side. Boom. Yeah, so that's 100% what matters. Uh yeah. I mean, the same thing goes for everything, for every industry. Whether it's video, whether it's lighting, or whether it's sound. Sound is expensive, man.
Let's not talk about matter of fact. Well, you know what? You talk about it.
Uh, yeah, sound is expensive.
Man, I think I think this whole industry is expensive. I think everything about production is expensive.
Yeah,
It is. It's expensive.
I must say, you can make your money back. 100%, you can make your money back. Um,
Um, yeah.
nah, you can definitely make your money back. Some things that people charge, it depends on the customers that you have. There's some people that do weddings, and the weddings are like $4,000-$5,000. That's what people are accustomed to. There's some people that the weddings start at 24,000. They don't go below 24,000. So it just depends on the market that you're in, but you can definitely make your money back.
Absolutely. I think so too. I also think that is how you position yourself, how you position yourself to make this money.
Yeah.
You gotta position yourself in the right, market yourself in the right way, and as long as you do that, because I've always said this and I'll say it again, I've seen people with a lot less making a lot more and doing a lot more,
Hmm.
and then you might ask yourself, but how? And but they position themselves.
Yeah.
They,
Network.
they put themselves in the right place, yeah, to make that money. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. But I'm not a sound guy. Not a sound guy. But I'm building out my sound kit for field production. It's coming along. Um, I'm done with mics. I think I'm good with indoor boom mics and outdoor boom mics. I'm completely done with that. I have all the mics I need. The field recorders, I'm done with that as well. I don't need anything more. Uh,
I hope not.
yeah,
That's an inside joke. It's all right.
yeah. I don't need anything more. Um, Lighting is always an evolving thing, but I just don't got space for all that lighting, and
hmm
um, that's it. I don't. Yeah, but just now,
I,
it's expensive in all three.
you know what? Um, I'm hoping for in the future that whatever I end up doing in this work, that I find someone who is willing to buy these things for me.
Oh, yeah, clients
Buy
will.
them for me and allow me to make the necessary use of it.
Clients, I'm telling you, you
But
just network yourself. You'll be able to buy them
I
things.
I am so done. I'm sorry we're spending money on these things. So
Yeah, your own
I'm,
money. Yes.
I'm taking a stand on it, and it's unless it's an iPhone with a projector, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for me. They come out with that, I'm spending my money,
Yeah.
swiping credit cards. But other than that, nah. Yeah,
So
I
where are you right now with sound? Because I know you were
um
tackling.
for me, okay. So because of the nature of how I guess you should say filming and not having a whole army of people and it's just me. Um, I am leaning towards really learning how to use lavalier mics. And the reason for that is because I don't want to be limited by having someone to hold the mic for me and when I need to do what I need to do. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. So that should help my lavalier game to get better. And you know what? I'm I'm getting a lot better with it. I could tell you that. Like I watch videos on all the time on how to mic people, and even trying it on myself at times, and the results that I'm getting, like I feel confident enough to use it on people, and getting it done now. Like you know just I got you. I'll mic you up, and that kind of way.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause yeah, I'm still learning with mics, lavs. I gotta learn how to put the mic on the person's skin under their clothes and not have a
Okay.
rustling sound and have a good. So I have to practice with that.
Yeah. I think the right. So the you see, once I start doing that is because it, mixed emotions. So what I think a lot of people don't say is the fact that they do have, like, how we think it will come out perfect without any scratches from clothing and stuff like that. I think the pros get that. The people that do it, I think they, when they have to go into edit it, they remove some of these things.
Hmm.
And that's just my take. I could be wrong, but I think that they do get um ruffling and stuff like that, but they edit it out. Cause I don't care how good you put that lava on a shirt, or think about it, right? Just think about it for a second. For me, that's how I thought about it, right? If a lava is a sensitive mic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're gonna put that mic now under clothing, or you know, if a garment or something on top of it, that means you're increasing the sensitivity of this mic.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever is happening here or wherever it is, the slightest sound is gonna pick it up. That's that's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they get it, but I think that they handle it very well.
Mm.
I think they're prepared, and it's like, all right, we were using lavs, so if we're gonna use this audio, we need to be prepared to do a little bit of you know, fixing on the sound, because you might get a little here and there scuffling. That's what I think. That's what I think. Because I've tried even the stuff that they sell to put those mics in and then mic it up. And once you turn up the gain of that mic, man, I don't know what they doing. How you is fabric? How is fabric not gonna move and make? You could
Right.
just take your hand lightly and do this, and you will hear when people acting. It's different if you're just sitting like this and you're talking, right? But when you acting, you're moving. Like your clothes is gonna shift, and it's going to. I don't know. That's just my take on it. I'm just trying to be realistic about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Like one person said, when you're in this field and you always want to go on set with someone smarter than you, so you can learn.
I'm still looking for that
Yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah. Cause man, I like to go around people that I can learn from. Like I learn from
Absolutely.
you. I learn from you in many different aspects with like lighting and composition and etc. Like you always want to learn something. If you ever say that you had enough of learning, that you know everything, no one is gonna work with you.
Absolutely. And even like, well, for the benefit of you guys who follow this channel, you known from the first video that I have said that I'm a photographer. By my first thing I do, even before videography, is photography. Um, I am. I've been doing photography for whew, 17 years now.
Jeez.
and I still feel
Like you're learning.
yeah, and I think that's that humility that allows me to uh I guess it allows me to say, hey man, it's just always something out there that someone does differently, or like, and you know what forces me to be that way is technology.
Hmm.
Because when you look at how Sony came out with their first photography camera that uses that doesn't have a rolling shutter.
Oh, global shutter. Oh.
The global, right, it has a global shutter. You know, when you look at that, it's like, okay, so now what can I do with this? Okay, so they come out with these lights now, and now I could just turn up my shutter speed and just shoot. And we didn't have that option before. We had to use ND filters, and then we had to use lights that had uh how you call it again, auto flash sync, that would allow you to go up to certain speeds. You know, we don't have that luxury. We have that now. We don't have to do that because we have the luxury of just turning up that shutter speed.
Hmm.
you know um so although, and I'm just saying this not to detour from the point, it's been proven that the old fashioned way is still the better way.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you just turn up the shutter speed, it requires a lot more power from the light, versus if you put a VND on your glass,
Yeah.
it takes a lot less power. So it's there's always something, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just good to know, because for example, you might go on set and they might be using a new recorder and you still stuck using your Zoom H0 and they probably on Zoom H10.
Yeah.
You pick up that thing and you're gonna feel like, whoa, what am I doing here? So that's where I feel like in this game you just gotta stay humble and just keep learning. Like you said, just keep learning. Just keep learning.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
So, hey, folks, for those that were listening in, it was a lot. Yeah, we're not going to try to hold you guys any longer, but just make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down in the comment section, and follow my man Kev. What's your channel? What's your YouTube channel?
It's called Kevin Media Productions.
Yes. So make sure you follow my man Kev. He's great, and make sure you book him as a photographer as well, because he's that guy.
Yeah, I love videography, but I'm first a photographer.
Yeah, he can fly out as well, so you can talk to him.
I will fly out yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just make sure you guys comment down in the comment section if you're rewatching this later on, if you're lost at any point, and we can get back to you in the comment section. So other than that, if you got any last words to say?
For my shooters out there, keep shooting.
Hey, all right, we gonna end at that note. Peace.
All right. Peace. Good night, John, man.
Good night.